in North Phoenix became rightfully concerned when the Department of Corrections repurposed the Adobe Mountain Juvenile Detention Facility on I-17 from a secured facility into the Maricopa Reentry Center, an unsecured facility. What community members like Dan Gavaza and others were most upset about when the Department of Corrections made the change at Adobe Mountain was their failure to let neighbors know about their plans before they made the changes. They also failed to let them know that the facility would also house released sexual offenders there, which was completely inappropriate and unacceptable.
We live in one of the neighborhoods that's up near the Adobe Mountain Juvenile School. We began receiving notices of sex offenders living in the area, which is a mandatory thing in the state. Began receiving a bunch of them, a number of them, and they all had the same address. And what we ended up finding was that the juvenile facility there had made an arrangement with the Arizona Department of Corrections, and we're running a whole multi-level of programs out of this facility that they'd taken over, and no one knew anything about it. The schools did not know, the neighborhoods did not know, as far as I understand, law enforcement did not know. Even the state legislature was taken by surprise at the actions of the Department of Corrections. What happened was that they took people who were out on parole and who had offended again, and instead of sending them back, they sent them to this facility, which was called the MRC, or the Maricopa Reentry Center. These people, though housed at the facility, were turned loose each morning to then be a part of around the neighborhood. And so all of a sudden we began to see, not only did we receive sex offender notices, but we began to see guys with backpacks all day long, because they go out in the morning and then have to return there in the evening. The Department of Corrections made this facility a day reporting center, which had almost 700 people a month day reporting to this facility out there. Nancy Barto, along with Representatives Heather Carter and John Allen, went to work for the communities and advocated for us, and much of that program has been shut down. So the bill that Senator Barto co-sponsored, HR, I believe it was 2133, which required the Department of Corrections to notify a whole lot of people, including the schools and the neighbors in the surrounding area, and it was now a mandatory notification of people before any changes are made. Will help assure that other communities will not have to go through the same thing our community went through. We're looking forward to her becoming a state representative to represent District 15.
There's much more work in progress. Learn more at nancybarto.com.